Welcome back. In this next dark story, we will be talking about Qiu Mansion, the house where the animals still bite. We will be exploring the dark history and chilling mysterious of the Qiu Mansion. Close your eyes, relax and listen. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Qiu Mansion, now restored and known as Cha House on Weihai Road in Shanghai's Jing'an district, looks almost too elegant to be cursed. Red brick arched balconies, carved stone, and a grand Baroque face pressed between modern towers. But before the polished restoration, before the tea rooms, before the city dressed it back up as heritage, the mansion carried a darker name through Shanghai's ghost lore. It was once the residence of the Qiu brothers, Qiu Xinshan and Qiu Weiqing, wealthy, paint kings whose fortune helped build one of the city's most extravagant homes in the early 20th century. Historical sources agree the building later became part of Minli High School, was moved 57 meters to save it from redevelopment, and eventually reopened as a restored landmark. But the legend says the house did not survive because engineers saved it. The legend says the house survived because something inside it refused to be buried. The most disturbing stories begin with the brothers' strange rise and vanishing shadow. Folklore says the Qius came from humble beginnings, made their fortune in the paint trade, and filled their mansion grounds with exotic animals. Peacocks, pheasants, crocodiles, lizards, and even big cats. Then the mansion's glory rotted. The brothers' world collapsed into rumors, war, abandonment, and decay. Some versions say they mysteriously disappeared. Others suggest a less supernatural ending, that they left and the house became a school. But horror does not grow from clean records. It grows in the gaps. And in the gaps around Qiu Mansion, people began whispering that the animals never truly left. They said the starving years, the slaughtered creatures, the empty cages, and the unfinished grief soaked into the walls until the property became spiritually contaminated. Not haunted by one ghost, but infected by many hungry things. Then came the reports that made the legend turn violent. In the haunted accounts repeated around Shanghai, workers involved with demolition or restoration allegedly left the property with strange bite wounds, even though no animal was found. One story claims a worker later attacked his boss with a hammer and gave a chilling explanation. The lizards made me do it. Smart Shanghai attributes this ghost story to earlier reporting and frames it as local legend. Not proven fact, but that is exactly why it became so powerful. A normal injury can be dismissed. A panic attack can be explained. But bite marks appearing inside an empty mansion, followed by a man blaming unseen reptiles, gives the place a different feeling. It turns the building from abandoned architecture into a mouth. And in the darkest version of the story, those bites were not wounds from animals at all. They were invitations, small openings in human flesh, where something old beneath the mansion could crawl inside. People who believe the legends say Qiu Mansion became corrupted because too many forms of suffering were layered in one place. Greed, abandonment, caged animals, wartime disruption, demolition, displacement, and the violent tearing open of old foundations. In Chinese ghost lore, restless spirits often cling to places where death, betrayal, or improper endings leave the soul unsettled. Qiu Mansion's legend twists that idea into something more demonic. The spirits there are not described as gentle ancestors. They are said to move like animal shadows, scratch through silence, breathe inside walls, and gather in corners where the light does not settle. The mansion's relocation only made the story more frightening. Engineers moved the structure, but believers would ask, what happens when you move a haunted house without moving what is underneath it? What if the body of the mansion was dragged 57 meters away, but the spiritual wounds stayed open, stretched like black skin beneath Shanghai's streets? Tonight, the restored Cha house may stand bright, clean, and beautiful. But the legend of Qiu Mansion remains like a stain under fresh paint. Visitors see stone columns and luxury interiors. The story sees cages, it sees workers trembling in hospital rooms, teeth marks with no animal, shadows shaped like things that should be extinct inside the city. And if the darkest rumors are true, the mansion was never merely haunted. It was a gateway, a place where pain learned to wear claws, where animal spirits became something lower, older, and more intelligent than ghosts. So when the doors close and the city noise fades, listen carefully. If you hear something scraping behind the wall, do not call out. Do not look for lizards. Do not follow the sound into the dark. Because Qiu Mansion's curse was never that the dead could not leave. It was that something else found a way in.
Thank you for your support. And thank you for tuning into the darkest horror stories of your life. Some of the stories are based on true events or experiences. Please do us a favor. If you could hit like, share this video, and subscribe to our channel. Never listen alone, and stay tuned for a new horrors and stories.